Tonight, Ottawa's first homicide of 2026.
Officers responded to the 1400 block of Mayview Avenue for a man who had sustained life-threatening injury.
A 28-year-old man is dead. 2 people are charged after a stabbing in the Carlington area last night. When the service is bad, should you get your money back?
OC Transpo go and look at measures. They could come back with a program that could look at other ways to fund this.
Raising the issue of accountability and maybe refunds after a terrible week for public transit in Ottawa. And we are still in freeze mode, more than freeze-thaw, but potholes are already a thing.
Depending on the speed in which you hit the pothole and or the depth of the pothole, it could cause some damage to your vehicle.
Repair shops say the damage complaints are starting to pile up as the city tries to keep pace with midwinter wear and tear. Good evening. Ottawa police are investigating the city's first homicide of the year. A man from southwestern Ontario stabbed to death near the Central Experimental Farm last night. Emergency crews were called to the 1400 block of Mayview Avenue in the Carlington neighbourhood just after 7 p.m. last evening. CTV's Katie Griffin is here with the latest on this investigation. Katie.
Patricia, the victim has been identified as 28-year-old Sean Chalice Etoff of Brantford. Tonight, 2 people have been charged with murder and another is under arrest.
A police presence remains on Mayview Avenue hours after the city's first homicide of the year Wednesday night.
I looked out on my balcony, saw a bunch of cops all over my street, a bunch of lights over here on Mayview, and a bunch of police around.
Ottawa paramedics say they were called to the scene around 7 o'clock for a stabbing. They say they transported a man to hospital in critical condition. He later died of his injuries.
Ottawa police have identified the victim as 28-year-old Sean Chalice Etoff of Brantford.
2 men were arrested and charged in connection with this homicide.
41-year-old Steve Vivian of Ottawa and 19-year-old Anthony Meredith of Kitchener have been charged with second-degree murder. A 41-year-old Ottawa woman was also arrested Wednesday afternoon. The investigation is ongoing.
If anybody has information related to this incident, is asked to call our Ottawa Police Homicide Unit.
Police would not say if the victim and accused were known to each other or speculate on a motive. The building belongs to Ottawa Community Housing. It says it's working closely with police to support them as needed. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Katie Griffin live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, transit riders and some city councillors are calling for accountability after days of disruption on Ottawa's transit system. Motions brought to City Council this week are asking OC Transpo how riders could be compensated when service fails. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live now outside Lee's Station with more on this. Caitlin.
Yeah, Patricia, there's been a steady stream of people coming in and out of Lee's Station over the past hour since we've been here. Things have quieted down. I took a peek inside. There's not too many people on the platform right now. But when I was here earlier today, I spoke with several people who say they've been dealing with crowded platforms, which has led to a lot of pushing and shoving, which has led to missed trains, meaning they're stuck outside in the cold. Some say they've even walked, depending on how far and where they're going. And others say they've just given up and called a cab. But mostly they say they're frustrated and they want accountability. And now some city councillors are saying the same. It's the first time Omar ID has been on time for class in a while.
Already just 2 trains in the morning is already packed, let alone 1, and every 15 minutes sometimes. It's very bad, very, very bad.
He says packed trains and frequent delays are making it difficult to get around, and he's not alone.
Everyone's pushing around to get on and off. It can happen that you end up having to leave at the following stop and kind of go around to then go back.
Stories like theirs are fueling calls for refunds. They come after dozens of trains were pulled from service earlier this month on Line 1 because of another mechanical issue, on top of hundreds of canceled bus trips. At Wednesday's council meeting, Sean Menard and Sean Devine introducing motions asking OC Transpo to explore rider compensation when service breaks down.
If we don't put in place measures to improve accountability and to show our customers that we are respecting their time and respecting what they've committed, we're going to lose more customers.
Devine points to other cities like Toronto, where council has passed a similar motion exploring refunds for riders delayed 15 minutes or more.
Current situation with bus reliability is unacceptable.
Councillor Ariel Troster says she'll support the motion after recently having to walk 30 minutes home when her bus was delayed 40 minutes.
Given that people are being left stranded, they are waiting in the cold and almost getting frostbite and then calling a cab. I think we need to show some compassion and offer some compensation to riders who are suffering right now.
But the mayor disagrees, saying transit needs investment, not added costs, as the system faces a $47 million hole in its budget. And while some riders aren't convinced refunds will help,
it may make them happy temporarily, but the train is still going to be not functioning the way it should.
Others say it comes down to accountability.
Paying for a service that you don't necessarily get is pretty frustrating.
Now, councillors are expected to vote on that motion at their next meeting on February 3rd. As for when LRT service could resume to normal, well, there's no clear timeline. Patricia?
All right, CTV's Caitlin Wilson live for us at least tonight. Thank you. You can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to link to us online or visit ctvnewsottawa.ca. We have more details on LRT service disruptions. You can download the CTV News app right now. Just scan the QR code on your screen using your smartphone. Weeks of harsh winter weather are starting to take a toll on city roads as the snow gets scraped off streets, potholes are emerging, and drivers are already paying the price. CTV's Tyler Fleming joining us live now with more on what is just the beginning of pothole season here, Tyler.
Yeah, Patricia, those pesky potholes are popping up everywhere. Some can even pop tires or worse, and it can cost thousands.
Winter is taking its toll on Ottawa's roads as new driver Max Paquette learns to navigate pothole season.
I'm starting to get the hang. I'm taking a lot of the same routes. There are a lot, which is not ideal.
Those road holes made by melting snow creeping into cracks, freezing, expanding, and breaking down the pavement. While many are small,
I do see really deep ones, and as much as possible I avoid it. And touch wood, I've not had an experience where I had to change a tire because of that pothole.
Others aren't as lucky.
This is where the impact happened and the wheel is bent.
Matt Akhtar with Cal Tire says this repair around $100, but fixes can roll into the thousands.
Depending on the speed that you hit the pothole, it could potentially do damage to a rim. It could get bent, and that you would feel immediately. But a hard-to suspension component could weaken it, and then gradually over time you'll notice either your car starting to pull on one side and or you start hearing some type of rattling or squeaking noise.
The city says as plowing wraps up, the focus will shift to potholes.
Our priority is to get out and hit our main roads and then work down through the classifications of residential streets. When we are out repairing these potholes,
the city patches around 250,000 potholes a year. But on the road, Paquette knows you always have to be ready.
You got to slow down. You got to watch where you're going.
Now, the city says pothole patrol and repairs will ramp up starting next week. And if you spot a pothole, you can report it by calling 311. Patricia.
And you're going to spot one. All right, CTV's Tyler Fleming live for us tonight. Thank you. A live look now through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is cold out there tonight. -17 is the temperature, but feels much colder with the wind, and that's the main focus of the weather forecast tonight as we head over to the Rogers Centre in Ottawa, where an incredible event is happening tonight, the Sens Gala, Jackie.
Yeah, that's right, Patricia. Glad to be indoors on a night like tonight as temperatures start to plummet later this evening. And we did see January full of gray skies, lots of snow, frigid conditions, and tonight is no different. A cold warning is now in effect for the city, and not just for here in Ottawa, but really for all of Eastern Ontario as well as Southern Ontario. Wind chill factors -33 to -38. Again, a risk of frostbite. Right now, temperatures about -16, -17 really throughout Eastern Ontario. But when you factor in that wind chill, feeling closer to -25. Now, closer look at tomorrow. Starting things off about -25, feeling like -35 when you start things off. It will warm up to about -13, but again, factor in that wind chill, feeling closer to -22. Good news is, though, nothing in terms of snow or gray skies. We'll have lots of sunshine, so bringing lots of smiles. And lots of smiles here tonight, too. We've got a few hockey crews here hanging out who greeted the hockey players as well as alumni as well. So we're having a blast here. Again, it is the Senators' black, red, and gold gala. We will be here all night long. We'll send it back to studio.
Still ahead, all that glitters is gold at the moment. The value going up as people buy as a hedge against economic uncertainty. That story coming up. Ottawa police say 2 people have been arrested after several break-ins at businesses in the Byward Market this month. Police say several businesses in the area have been targeted since January 20th. A 39-year-old man and 29-year-old woman were arrested, and police say more charges could be laid. Police confirm Beans and Barrels is one of the businesses included in the investigation. Last week, the cafe on William Street was broken into. Staff say thieves got away with about $1,500 in cash. Well, to the latest now on the federal public service job cuts. Yet another department is laying off hundreds of employees. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency confirming to CTV News it plans to cut 587 positions over the next 3 years. Federal unions say employees were notified this week. About 18,000 federal public servants have now received notices. A store owner in Orleans is cleaning up after a car drove through a business overnight. Photos captured at the scene show a car through the front window of a cell phone repair shop on Innes Road. Based on the image, it looks as though the car reversed, jumping the curb and crashing through the shop's entrance. It happened right beside the Moose McGuire's pub near neighbourhood. There were no reported injuries. Well, a transport truck driver is facing more than $700 in fines after an excavator fell off the back of the truck onto Highway 417 in the city's West End. It happened on Wednesday afternoon. Ontario Provincial Police responded to a call for an excavator blocking 2 westbound lanes on the 417 at Moody. That led to massive traffic backups in the area for hours. There were no reported injuries. Well, BC Premier David Eby spoke out today on Alberta's separatist movement, referring specifically to a reported meeting between members of the group and White House officials, calling their actions treason. Strong remarks from the Premier as the Prime Minister was hosting his provincial counterparts here in Ottawa. CTV's Abigail Beeman has more on the focus today being all about unity.
Our country is more united, ambitious, and determined than it has been in decades.
All premiers and the Prime Minister around the table in Ottawa, but that message of unity is infringed on by a Financial Times report. The Alberta separatism movement has been meeting the Trump administration and is seeking $500 billion in credit in the event of a successful referendum.
To go to a foreign country and to ask for assistance in breaking up Canada, there's an old-fashioned word for that, and that word is treason.
It's ludicrous, right? I mean, we're there on a fact-finding basis. There's nothing treasonous about it.
The group says it did meet with U.S. officials, but is only doing a feasibility study
to determine whether that facility would be available on a going forward basis, and whether it's with U.S. Treasury or Goldman Sachs or J.P. Morgan through a bond issue.
The U.S. State Department said it regularly meets with civil society types and no commitments were made. A similar response from the White House, which tells CTV News no support or commitments were conveyed. The U.S. Secretary of the Treasury has weighed in on separatism before.
Alberta is a natural partner for the U.S.
I would expect that the U.S. administration would respect Canadian sovereignty and that they would confine their discussion about Alberta's democratic process to Albertans and to Canadians. And I will raise that with my delegate in Washington.
At the closing press conference, the Prime Minister would not answer whether he felt there was foreign interference from the United States.
We expect the U.S. administration to respect Canadian sovereignty. I'm always clear in my conversation with President Trump to that effect, and then move on to what we can do together.
While Canada faces separation speculation further east too, with the rise in popularity of Quebec's Parti Québécois.
He's going to call a referendum. If he, God forbid, he gets elected, I mark my words, within a year and a half, he'll be calling a referendum to separate from Canada. Unacceptable.
As for the substance of the meetings, a big focus was the upcoming review of the North American Free Trade Deal. The Prime Minister said he and the premiers agreed to meet monthly once that review is underway. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Ottawa Mayor Mark Sutcliffe is getting in on the excitement surrounding the international success of the hit TV show Heated Rivalry. He proclaimed today as Shane Hollander Day in Ottawa in honor of the capital being the hometown of one of the show's main characters.
26. Whereas Ottawa's Shane Hollander is a hockey sensation and a smoke show.
That is show creator Jacob Tierney, who met with Sutcliffe at City Hall today, along with show producer Brendan Brady and Bell Media representatives. In a social media post, Sutcliffe said he is looking forward to Ottawa playing a starring role in Season 2. And all the excitement surrounding Heated Rivalry showing no signs of slowing down. The Canadian show, developed for Bell Media's Crave, has certainly become a global phenomenon. And tonight, those show creators, as well as some of the show's stars, are here in the capital taking part in a Canadian media industry conference. We want to go live now to CTV's Rachel Aiello, who is on the red carpet ahead of tonight's event at the Westin. And Rachel, any glimpse, first of all, of the now superstar actor who plays a hockey player from Ottawa on this Shane Hollander Day?
Hey, no sign of Hudson yet, but we are all anxiously awaiting the arrival of Hudson Williams, of course, the Canadian actor who plays Shane Hollander in this all-star global phenomenon series, Heated Rivalry. He is here tonight to take part in this panel alongside Prime Minister Mark Carney and a few other key industry executives. But Patricia, I actually just spoke to Jacob Tierney, who is the showrunner, creator of the written part of Heated Rivalry, adapted from that romance novel series, and I asked him specifically, hey, what about Season 2? Should we expect to see you back in Ottawa? As we know, one of the main plot points that are expected to be up is going to be centered around the Ottawa Centaurs. And Jacob told me he sure hopes so. So we're watching to see what they have to say to industry leaders this afternoon or this evening in terms of the panel suggestions. Some of the conversation here is really about the need to invest in CanCon and how shows like Heated Rivalry have really rewritten the narrative. Patricia?
Yes, absolutely. And certainly there are hints from the mayor's office that we will see Ottawa in Season 2. We're looking forward to that. But Rachel, I know there's a lot going around you there, such a big event, but certainly no bigger streaming or TV hit right now than this. I mean, what does it say about Canadian programming and its ability to reach people and transcend regional boundaries?
Yeah, I really do think that, according to Jacob Tierney, that he is really understanding how much this has resonated with folks, not only in Canada, but around the world. You know, this is a show that shows hockey culture, queer joy, and really interesting light, and sparked a lot of important conversations. And really, the show runners, everyone behind the scenes, have kind of anchored into how this is a written and produced fully Canadian opportunity, full Canadian story. You know, right from the actors, the music you hear in it, to some of the product placements. Ottawa's own City Seltzer is a great example of that. And so I do think it is really a flashpoint moment for this city, and taking pride in how much of a role we have played in this Heated Rivalry story, and looking ahead to next season, how much of a role we could play again. And by the sense of the crowds around me here, Patricia, we're going to be expecting some pretty jam-packed streets of the city of Ottawa.
A lot of people excited for you and wishing they were there right now. Rachel, thank you so much for this. Appreciate it. That is CTV's Rachel Aiello live from the Westin for us tonight. Well, the federal Conservatives kick off their annual convention today, with Pierre Poilievre facing a leadership review tomorrow. The Conservative Constitution says if a leader does not resign after an election loss, members are required to vote on their future as head of the party. Recent polling from Nanos Research shows the Conservatives and Liberals are within a few points of each other. But when it comes to preferred Prime Minister, Poilievre is polling at just under 25%, while Prime Minister Mark Carney is at 52.8%. Well, more than 1,000 workers in this province will be out of a job come Friday morning following news that General Motors will be cutting the third shift at its Oshawa plant. That's according to the union representing employees. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says he will do what he can to support those facing layoffs.
We have a plan. We're going to make sure that they have opportunities in the defense sector, life science sector, other areas, and we'll be there for them 24/7.
In a statement posted online, the union said the move comes as GM shifts jobs to the U.S. Unifor added that there are huge concerns about the impact of a new deal with China, allowing 20% of the electric car market to include EVs made in China.
We're using our sand salt mix on all our roads.
Well, in Eastern Ontario City is rationing its salt usage amid a province-wide road salt shortage this winter. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. We've got to pull Thomas Shabbat here on this wonderful night. What does this mean to you? I mean, coming off a big win out of yesterday, and now we're here celebrating the Ottawa community.
No, it's awesome. I mean, nights like this are always fun for us as players. You get to meet a lot of people that get a lot of things happening for us to play hockey here. A lot of great sponsors, a lot of people that support the team over the years, and nights like this are fun. You catch up with a lot of people, you get to see familiar faces, so it's been great.
Appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time. We will get you enjoying the festivities. Really appreciate it. Now, tonight's Sens Gala going to a wonderful cause that's supporting youth in Ottawa as well as Gatineau, and we will have more from this hour. But for now, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It is a chilly evening out, minus 17, I should say, and we are showcasing downtown Ottawa on this cold, chilly night. A reminder, a cold warning is in effect for this evening.
Today's snow report brought to you by Mont Cascade, only 20 minutes from Ottawa.
And taking a look at the conditions at Mont Cascade, no new snow down. Had a rare day without new snow today. Good solid base there. There are 3 lifts operating and 15 runs available. Elsewhere in our region, all 3 lifts are going at Calabogie, 23 runs. All 4 lifts at Vorlage and 12 runs. Over at Camp Fortune, 5 of 7 lifts, 23 runs are open. And at Edelweiss, 2 lifts and 14 runs.
An amazing ski day deserves an awesome place to warm up. At Mont Cascade, our lodge brings the mountains to life. Share great stories over great food at Mont Cascade.
Well, if you drive in Brockville, you may have noticed sand on the roads. In the midst of a province-wide road salt shortage, the municipality is mixing things up, using a combination of salt and sand to stretch their supply for the remainder of the season. Here's CTV's Peter Sperling.
Behind the wheel of a large City of Brockville snowplow.
This is my office.
Operator Derek Empey's favorite part of the job?
Cleaning up the roads.
He's been doing this for 8 years, but the remainder of this season is a bit different.
We're using our sand salt mix on all our roads.
Brockville making the switch from using just salt to treat roads.
So we're experiencing some salt shortages as far as the supply goes, and we've had to pivot to a salt sand mixture to stretch the material out to get to the end of the season is what we're trying to achieve here.
I found out this morning from one of the ladies at Tai Chi that there's a shortage of salt I wasn't aware of.
Brockville is one of the latest municipalities in a province experiencing a shortage.
The cause would be we've received a lot more snow events. It doesn't matter if it snows 2 centimeters or 10, the response is the same and the salt output is the same. So it's just Mother Nature being relentless this winter.
Ottawa has sufficient supply, according to city officials. With colder temperatures, the City of Brockville advising residents to expect snow-packed conditions rather than bare, wet pavement. Drivers here have noticed the change.
Just gotta allow more time, be a little more patient.
You're driving differently because of it?
Dirtier mud flaps.
Wait for the traffic.
As for Empey, all in a day's work.
It's nice when you see that you're actually cleaning the road up and making it drivable, safe.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Well, Ottawa is once again in the grips of extremely cold temperatures, with Environment Canada issuing an extreme cold warning for the capital. Over at Stanley Dog Park in the New Edinburgh area, some brave dogs and their owners out playing in the snow today. The dogs still have to get out. The frigid temperatures are expected to remain tonight, with the wind chill making it feel between minus 33 and minus 38. That's what the wind chill will be, and that's what the wind is doing, as we get a full look at the forecast from Jackie, who is over at Rogers Centre tonight.
Yes, very glad that I'm indoors tonight, Patricia, as temperatures, once that sunset continues to drop. And yeah, we are in for a cold one. What a way to wrap up January. Taking a closer look now, we did see temperatures right now sitting around minus 17 degrees. Again, factor in that wind chill feeling closer to about minus 28. The days, though, are getting longer. Sunset at 5:05 today, so liking this. But a reminder, the cold warning still in effect. It could lead to a risk of frostbite, and this is intact until tomorrow morning. Now, tonight's low is about minus 25, minus 26 along the Seaway. It's minus 29 in Bancroft. As we look towards tomorrow's daytime highs, yes, we're getting to a daytime high about minus 14 here in Ottawa, but minus 14 really throughout eastern Ontario. But again, factor in that wind chill is going to feel closer to minus 22. It is going to be much colder, though, in the daytime. In the morning, early hours, will feel closer to about minus 33, minus 35. Now, across Canada, you can see that the snow has really moved through Atlantic Canada. Temperatures sitting around minus 11, minus 14. So very cold for Quebec as well as all of Ontario. Minus 13, the overnight low for Toronto and Windsor. Minus 20 in Sudbury. And it's still pretty cold in Winnipeg and Saskatoon, Regina. You could already start to see the temperature slowly warming up. Minus 11 in Saskatchewan, about 0 in Edmonton, and 8 degrees in Calgary right now. It's 10 degrees in Vancouver. So they're going through a little bit of a warm up here for the end of January, while us here are going through this Arctic cold. So we do see some clear skies in store, not just into Friday, but into our Saturday and our weekend. So we will see a pause in the flurries, and that's the good news. Here is our 7-day forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. So for Winterlude, tomorrow is opening night. The kickoff, minus 14, the daytime high, going down to about minus 20. So if you are going to be outside enjoying the festivities, bundle up, wear the snow pants, bring the layers. Saturday, daytime high, minus 12. We've got lots of sunshine stretching at least until Tuesday, where there is a chance of some flurries moving through. But Patricia, I am liking the temperatures for Sunday as we start early next week, where temperatures are hovering closer to the freezing mark, which is where I like to see them. But again, we just got to get through these next couple of days and welcome in February with temperatures closer to seasonal.
Just looking right past tonight and tomorrow, and then all will be good. Jackie, thank you so much.
Gold went from $2,100 an ounce Canadian to today at almost $7,000 an ounce. So basically over 3 times the value.
Well, gold prices are setting new all-time highs as the price of the commodity continues to climb following a record-breaking year. We'll tell you why. Well, gold prices are setting new all-time highs as the price of the commodity continues to climb following a record-breaking year in 2025. CTV's Natalie Van Roy tells us why gold looks like a safe haven during economic uncertainty.
Pure gold, and it was refined here in Ottawa.
This 1-ounce gold coin at an Ottawa jewelry store has more than doubled in price in 1 year.
Gold went from $2,100 an ounce Canadian to today at almost $7,000 an ounce. So basically over 3 times the value.
Brent Harden hasn't seen this much buzz over gold since he started in the business.
In 1975, my brother and I started in business, and we invested money into gold at $300 an ounce. We saw it go up to $1,000 an ounce, and you know what we sold it for? $330. So we kept saying, oh, it's going to go back up, it's going to go back up, but it didn't. So it's very unpredictable.
Experts say gold is seen as a safe haven during economic uncertainty, and a low U.S. dollar coupled with a tumultuous first year of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs.
Central banks are buying more gold, and what that's going to be related to, desire to diversify away from some of the traditional assets they hold, like government bonds.
And as the rush continues, you can even get it at Costco. The corporate giant advertising a 1-ounce bar for more than $7,000. What's not clear is how long this could last.
It might or might not last. That's something that's really hard to say, but I think a best practice in finance is diversification.
Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
Well, now some other stories you need to know right now. Porter Airlines is launching non-stop service between Ottawa and 3 Canadian destinations starting this spring. The non-stop flights will connect Ottawa with Windsor, Sudbury, and Kelowna. The Windsor and Sudbury flights will launch on May 1st, and non-stop service between Ottawa and Kelowna will start on May 13th. Porter is also increasing non-stop flights between Ottawa and Winnipeg and will extend flights between Ottawa and Cancun throughout the summer. Canada Post and the union representing its workers have finalized tentative agreements which will now go to ratification votes. The Crown Corporation says the agreements for rural and urban mail carriers include wage increases, enhanced benefits, and a weekend parcel delivery model. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers will now take the deals to its members for votes. If ratified, both agreements would be in effect until the end of January 2029.
The center, here comes Giroux with Stützle going to the net. Giroux scores!
Well, a big night for the Sens at the Gala tonight and on home ice last night, playing against the league-leading Colorado Avalanche. Claude Giroux netting his 10th goal of the season, making it 3-1 there. Ottawa added 2 empty netters in the third, going on to win this one 5-2. The Sens' next play on Saturday at home against the New Jersey Devils.
And across now for Jenner!
And the Ottawa Charge also playing at home last night. Ottawa's own Rebecca Leslie tying the game against Seattle at 2 in the third. The assist comes from Captain Brienne Jenner, her 50th PWHL career point on her bobblehead night. With less than 30 seconds left in the game, Leslie got her second of the game, and Emily Clark sealed it with a 4-2 win for the Charge. Ottawa plays again at home on Saturday when the Boston Fleet pay a visit to the capital. Ottawa bylaw officers were busy during Monday's daytime winter weather parking ban. It was in effect from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. to help crews with cleanup operations after the latest snowstorm. Officers handed out more than 4,300 tickets, resulting in $455,000 in fines. And we want to go back out to Jackie now, who's at Charge game last night, hanging out with the Senators at their gala tonight. Jackie.
Been a tough week, Patricia. Loving the glitz and glam here. Instead of on the ice, we've got lots of support here at the Rogers Centre here in Ottawa. We've got Jacqueline Belcito here. You were the president of the Sens Community Foundation. Congratulations on such a wonderful event. It's just getting started. What does it mean to you to gather here with the community?
You know, this is an incredible show of support for us. It's over 650 people will be here tonight, and we are very thrilled. The people who know the Senators, I think they know that it is a part of the fabric of our owners, Michael and Lucy and Lauer, to be part of the community. And all of our ownership group, they lead by example, but I would say that it's part of the DNA of our players and our coaches to give back.
And speaking to those players as well as alumni, owners, we saw them earlier doing the red carpet. You had local hockey players coming and cheering them and getting signs. It was so nice to see that connection because the youth here in Ottawa and Gatineau play a huge role in the fundraising that's going on in tonight's gala.
Now, all the money that we're raising tonight is for children and youth, and I think we really want to know, we want the kids in the community to know that we're in their corner, and that's what tonight is all about.
In previous years, donated to the Griff Bell Fund. Yeah. Also in previous years, talk about what the money has been going towards.
So we give to wellness and sport because we know that there's an ecosystem with sport that allows kids to build resiliency and communication and mental and physical wellness. Wellness and care, so like if a dog needs some tools or if they need something, let's do that. And access too. So we don't want kids, because they don't have a tutor, not to be able to pursue their dreams.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline, and thank you so much for taking the time here. And again, tonight is giving back for the youth here in Ottawa and Gatineau. It is the Sens Black, Red, and Gold Gala. Thank you so much. Look absolutely stunning. Go enjoy the evening.
Thank you.
Patricia, we'll take it back to you in studio.
Always so much fun getting the whole team out like that, the kids getting their autographs and everything. Awesome stuff, Jackie and Jacqueline. Thank you.
What do you think of the view up here? It's pretty awesome. Yeah, a little bit colder up there, but yeah, it's super cool to see it.
Coming up, the Ottawa 67's players trade their skates for firefighting gear ahead of a special game at TD Place, where Ottawa Police and Ottawa Fire will meet on the ice.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
From Ottawa 67's players are getting a taste of life as first responders, trading their hockey gear for firefighter training. It's all leading up to the Siren Series, where Ottawa Fire and Ottawa Police will face off on the ice. CTV's Dave Charbonneau reports.
For 5 Ottawa 67's players, this was not a typical practice day.
I'm on there.
The players were put through a series of firefighter training exercises at the Ottawa Fire Training Centre.
I like to think I'm in pretty good shape from hockey, but that was still even just 5 flights of stairs, and
They were saying they do like 20 sometimes, so yeah, it was difficult.
Instead of lacing up skates, they were climbing stairs in full firefighting gear.
It was different, but I mean, it was cool to see like how they do it, and yeah, it was fun.
For some, the hardest part wasn't the weight of the gear.
Are you scared of heights?
A little bit.
Reaching approximately 100 feet into the sky, it was a view of the city that the players just couldn't pass up.
Definitely went up higher than I expected to, but I mean, yeah, it was really cool.
This training day leads into a special night at TD Place, all to help raise money for the Heart Institute.
Saturday, February 7th, the 67s are playing Brantford. It's a first responder themed game. And then directly after the game, we put out a team on the ice against the Ottawa Police.
The Siren series may be friendly, but the bragging rights are very real.
Ottawa Police always puts out a good team, and so do we. Now, we've won more games than they have, so I'll just put that in there. But it's going to be another good game, and all the games have been close.
Then we'll put your mask on. I'm going to spin you around a few times.
Back at training,
Take a breath. There you go.
the challenges continued, including trying to locate the exit following a hose while blindfolded.
Congratulations, you are alive.
It's pretty hard being blindfolded, but I'd say stairs is more hard physically. Hardest, I feel like the stairs. That was tough.
Firefighting officials say the skills on the ice translate well off it.
This actually suits very well for athletes. So they have some innate abilities they don't even aware of. And yeah, no, they all did great.
For some players, the experience offered a glimpse at life after hockey.
Definitely be something I'd be interested to. I mean, a lot of ex-athletes obviously go into firefighting. It's kind of the same atmosphere as a locker room and a team sense like that. So I think in that way it would be pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely have to get used to the heights.
From the training tower to the hockey rink, it's all leading up to a night celebrating local heroes and a good cause. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Man, I hope there's no Ottawa police officers watching tonight. Well, coming up after the break, we'll take a look at today's business headlines, including the latest data on Canada's trade deficit.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Last January weekend upon us. Time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
Kicking it off with the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show this weekend at the EY Centre. Get advice, inspiration, and more for all your home projects from hundreds of trusted experts. Plus, learn all about the latest trends for your kitchen, bath, and more. If there's a project that you've been thinking of starting or maybe even been putting off, this is a great one to check out this weekend. Next up today is the Canadian Culinary Championship. This is a celebration of Canadian culinary excellence tomorrow and Saturday. 10 gold-winning chefs from across the country, 3 competitions, and 1 Canadian culinary champion. A portion of all proceeds go to support music education, sports opportunities, and healthy food for Canada through Music Counts, Spirit North, Ottawa Network for Education, and BGC Ottawa. Get all the details at greatkitchenparty.com. And last on the list today, it's Winterlude, kicking off this weekend with the Crystal Garden in Confederation Park, which features ice sculptures and live entertainment, and the Snowflake Kingdom at Jacques Cartier Park, featuring snow slides, winter activities, and more. Lots more to get up to this weekend around the city. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Well, there's a dramatic change in how much Canada imported versus how much it exported late last year. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has those details in tonight's Money Report.
Canada's trade deficit widened to $2.2 billion last November. It was under $400 million in October. Total exports were down 2.8%, with a big drop-off of unwrought gold shipments to the UK, the US, and Hong Kong. Exports of vehicles and parts also dropped, reaching their lowest level in 3 years. A shortage of semiconductors is impacting vehicle production in Canada. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 74.09. West Texas Intermediate is up over $2 to 65.30. Western Canadian Select up almost $1.50 to 48.56, and the TSX lost 159 points today, but is still above 33,000. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Well, coming up, leaving the competition in the dust. It's been viewed tens of millions of times and now holds the title of most streamed movie of 2025. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. I am joined by Katie and Gabby, and they had the distinguished title of being the junior reporters on the red carpet. Katie, how'd it go?
It was amazing. It was so fun. I was so nervous, but when I got up there, it was so exciting.
Okay, I love this. You guys interviewed alumni, players, owners. What was some of the questions you asked them?
We asked them what their favorite food was. We asked them things like if you could have a wild animal, like as a house pet, what would it be? And just all sorts of different things like that.
And any of them stand out to you? Pet, wild pet.
When we asked them where their dream vacation was, 3 of them said Hawaii.
Okay, Hawaii, popular destination for vacation. Thanks, you guys. Love this. Love hanging out here. We're going to send it back to, actually, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam before you send it to break. It's minus 17, and temperatures are going to start dropping because a cold warning in effect until tomorrow morning, where wind chill values will feel closer to minus 35.
Tomorrow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, we introduce you to an all-female improv troupe that's gaining high-profile fans like Eugene Levy and Martin Short. Wake up the right way with Your Morning Ottawa starting at 6 a.m.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Well, here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, Next Level Chef, 911 Nashville, and Grey's Anatomy. Here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now.
So I looked out on my balcony, saw a bunch of cops all over my street.
Ottawa police are investigating a homicide in the Carlington neighbourhood, the city's first of the year. 2 people now facing murder charges after a man was stabbed to death.
This is where the impact happened and the wheel is bent.
It is a bumpy ride along some Ottawa roads with potholes now emerging on many streets. The city doing its best to get them repaired.
My goal is that this kind of accountability framework would not cost a single thing.
With no end in sight to the issues on LRT Line 1 and hundreds of bus trips still being canceled every week, councillors and riders are asking for some sort of compensation when it comes to the ongoing cancellations and delays. We want to go back out to the Rogers Centre for one more look at this very cold overnight forecast. Jackie.
Yeah, Patricia, I had to do a double take. A reminder to everyone, a cold warning is in effect for Eastern Ontario. This is going to take place until 11 a.m. tomorrow. Taking a look tomorrow morning, it's going to be minus 25, but that wind chill, factor that in, it's going to be minus, or it's going to feel like minus 35. Daytime high warming to about minus 14. First day of Winterlude. Make sure you bundle up, wear the snow pants, wear the layers. Saturday, liking the temperature much better, minus 12 the daytime high. Really liking Sunday if you want to get out and about with the family, minus 9. Lots of sunshine in store. And it won't be until Tuesday that we could see potential flurries. But the good news is that temperatures are going to get back to seasonal conditions. So got to get through this cold weather. And I've got my hype crew here ready. I've always wanted to run the red carpet, Patricia. And here we are at the Sens Gala. Thank you so much. How was tonight?
It was really fun.
It was really fun, and I mean that the night continues. I don't know why they're screaming Brad, but that's part of the fun. We'll take it back to you guys in the studio.
That's amazing. Everyone's gone in. They're all just waiting there for Jackie.
Exactly.
Give her props.
Fan club.
Good stuff, Jackie. Thank you. We want to check in to see what our news team will be working on for tonight. Kimberly Fowler's on the desk at 11:30.
Another event that we're keeping a close eye on over at the Westin. It's at the Canadian Media Industry Conference, and Crave's Heated Rivalry is in the spotlight. CTV's Rachel Ayala speaking with the show's creator, Jacob Tierney, there. And we also just moments ago saw Hudson Williams, a.k.a. Shane Hollander, made an appearance. Also, Mark Carney is there, so we'll have an update on that. And this is a pretty cool story. A CTV viewer in the GTA has set an impressive milestone with his van, which just clicked over 1 million kilometers. CTV's Pat Foran will have more with the owner and tips about maintaining your vehicle for optimum performance. And you can always get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. And join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
And I'm sure you'll have more on this tonight, but it looked like the Prime Minister was getting a little piece of Heated Rivalry memorabilia there on the red carpet. So
we'll see.
All right, and finally for us tonight, we now know what the most streamed movie of 2025 was. Not going to surprise anyone out there. So according to ratings firm Nielsen, K-pop Demon Hunters was the clear winner for the year, even though it only debuted in June, about halfway through the year. The animated fantasy musical was watched for more than 20.6 billion minutes in the U.S. alone, or around 207 million times. Among other achievements, it's also up for Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song at the Oscars. I know the song very well. I have not seen the movie, which is what happens when you don't have maybe kids in that
I don't have
age
kids.
range.
I've watched it
You
twice.
watched, okay. I know Jackie has watched it a bunch of times with her nieces and nephews as well. Yeah.
It's a great story. It's fun. It's a good about 90 minutes. So
Okay. 90 minutes, and you can watch it a billion times to get your extra minutes.
Exactly.
Thanks so much for being here. Please do join Kimberly at 11:30 tonight.